My name's Mike, and I work in a garbage truck. People usually think this job is nothing but routine. Trash bags, broken furniture, the same streets every single morning. And yeah, a lot of the time it is. But what they don't know is that once in a while, you don't just find trash. You find something that changes your entire day or even your entire life. One morning, right before finishing my shift, I picked up a plain cardboard box. It didn't look special, but when I tossed it, I heard a heavy metallic clunk. I opened it, and inside was a golden statue. Not shiny toy gold, real, heavy, glowing gold, like it had no business sitting on the curb. I could have kept it. Believe me, 100 thoughts flew through my head in that moment. Rent, bills, maybe even a vacation I'd never afford otherwise. But my gut told me this didn't belong to me. Someone had to be missing it. Maybe a family heirloom, maybe something sacred. Either way, I knew I couldn't just drive away. Problem was the neighborhood was huge. Dozens of homes, hundreds of people. But I made a choice. I was going to knock on every single door until I found its owner. The first door? An elderly woman with 6 cats crawling all over her porch. I held up the statue, and she squinted. If that were mine, Sugar, it'd be right on my mantle next to my Elvis plates. Then her cats tried to climb me like I was holding a can of tuna. Not hers. The second door, teenagers. They laughed, pulled out their phones, snapped TikToks with the statue. One kid asked if it was from Fortnite. I had to bite my tongue not to laugh out loud. Still not theirs. The third door opened to a sharp-dressed man in a business suit. The way he stared at the statue made the hairs on my arms stand up. He asked too many questions. Where exactly did you find this? Who else have you shown it to? Finally, he said it wasn't his, but if I ever wanted to sell it, he'd pay good money. The look in his eyes told me, walk away fast. From there, things just got stranger. A fitness trainer tried to buy it on the spot, saying it would be his ultimate motivation trophy. A married couple started arguing in front of me. The wife swore her husband had thrown away her grandmother's heirloom by accident. A barista with a waxed mustache insisted it was an authentic Incan artifact and offered free lattes for life. And one conspiracy guy whispered, that statue is cursed. Whoever touches it is already being watched. Then he slammed the door. At this point, I wasn't just tired. I was unsettled. And then I noticed the man in the suit again, following me in his car. Things escalated when a police cruiser stopped me. Imagine me, sweaty, holding a golden statue, going house to house. The officers thought I was casing the neighborhood. One of them even muttered he'd seen something like it in a stolen art report. My stomach dropped. After a tense few minutes, they let me go, but warned me to be careful who I showed it to. I kept moving, but it didn't stop there. At one house, a guy in work boots opened the door, looked at the statue, and said, "Oh, thank God, you found it." He reached for it immediately. My instinct screamed no. I asked him to describe it. He hesitated, then said, it's gold. Nice try, buddy." I walked away before things got ugly. Then there was a woman who practically tried to worship the thing. She called it the angel of prosperity and begged me to leave it with her. When I refused, she hissed like I'd stolen her soul. And just when I thought I'd seen it all, I spotted the businessman again, parked half a block behind me. Watching, always watching. By now I'd been at it for hours, knocking on doors, getting more desperate. The statue was starting to feel heavier in my hands. I was tired, sweaty, and honestly a little scared. And then I saw her, a little girl sitting on her porch, crying. I walked up and asked softly what was wrong. She wiped her eyes and said, "My grandpa had a golden angel statue. After he died, it disappeared. Mom said it was gone forever." Everything inside me froze. This had to be it. But just as I bent down to hand it over, headlights flashed. The businessman. He stepped out, calm as ever, and said, "That's mine. Hand it over." The girl clutched my arm, whispering, "He's lying." For a moment, I didn't know what to do. Then, like a movie, the same police car rolled up again. They recognized the businessman immediately. Turns out, he'd been under investigation for stolen property. When they saw me with the girl, things clicked fast. He wasn't the owner. He was a thief. The little girl stood tall, stronger than her size, and shouted, "Grandpa said the angel belongs only to our family." The businessman froze, the cops closed in, and I finally knew I'd made the right call. I handed the statue to her. She hugged it so tightly, I thought she'd never let go. Her mom rushed out, saw what was happening, and burst into tears thanking me. As I walked back to my truck, exhausted and covered in the smell of garbage, I realized something. People think garbage men just collect trash, but sometimes we collect stories, and sometimes we get to return treasures. That statue wasn't just gold. It was memory. It was family. It was love. And in giving it back, I felt richer than I'd ever felt in my life. So if anyone ever tells me my job is boring, remember this story. Because out there, even in the trash, you never know what you might find. And sometimes the real treasure is not what you keep, but what you give back.